believe is very appropriate for WACS to embrace in an initiative that hopefully will help us change the way things are today. And I'm really very interested to see that all the men attend this session and the session that will follow this afternoon, because in many ways it's really directed to all of us. We are very pleased this morning to have with us Diana Wynn. Diana is the Senior Vice President for Corporate Affairs of Cracker Barrel. She's the past Women's Food Service Forum Chair. She's a board member of the National Restaurant Association, and as well as the Multicultural Food Service and Hospitality Alliance Board. Before joining Cracker Barrel in 2005, Diana was VP Treasury for Blockbuster and Senior VP Treasurer for Metro Media, which is a big restaurant company in the United States. So she brings with her a very solid background of the hospitality and restaurant field. It gives me great pleasure now to introduce to you Diana Wynn.
Good morning. Okay. Good morning. I'm really thrilled to be here. I want to recognize Ferdinand and the entire leadership of this fine organization. And so, an unknown author penned these words: "Vision is the gift of seeing clearly what may be. Vision expands our horizons. The more we see, the more we can achieve. The grander our vision, the more glorious our accomplishment. The courage to follow our dreams is the first step toward destiny." I'm very pleased to be here this morning to address this incredible group. The World Association of Chefs Societies, a global network of 75 member nations, represented by each country's most prestigious chefs, all with the purpose of being the global authority on food. Wow, that is really indeed a mouthful, no pun intended. To be the authority is defined as a body of persons with a mastery in execution or performance. And as I look out into this incredible audience, it's truly amazing to see the breadth and the depth of the diversity represented by the persons assembled here today. Fully one-third of the world's countries are represented here by new chefs, master chefs, chef owners, junior chefs, students. Just think about it, the sheer number of different customs, religions, languages, and cuisines. It's really unbelievable, and it is a remarkable sight for me to see. And at first glance, it would have seemed that a fully inclusive kitchen, a kitchen that includes everybody, would be the natural extension from all of this diversity, especially for women. After all, women are 49% of the world's population. 41% of culinary students today are women. At the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America, it's an all-time high. And in most homes around the world, cooking is generally seen as women's work. So how is it that the numbers in the kitchens that each of you represent tell such a different story? 89% of all executive chefs are men. 82% of all sous chefs are men. 66% of all line cooks are men. And 60% of management positions in the kitchen are held by men. The only place in the kitchen where women hold the highest percentage of positions is in the pastry department, where 77% of pastry chefs are women and 84% of the cooks that report to them are women. Male executive chefs also have a higher median salary than women. 52,000 versus 45,000 for female chefs. Vision is the gift of seeing clearly what may be. Vision expands our horizons. And again, I want to commend the leadership of your fine organization for having the vision to recognize that there is a disparity between men chefs and women chefs. And more importantly, that there's a need within your organization and within your profession to address this situation by beginning the dialogue that you're having here today. That dialogue is to expand the horizons for women chefs for the advancement of this organization as well as your profession. The business imperative for a gender-diverse workforce has been well documented. Companies that have women at all levels of the organization, from the bottom to the top, enjoy a 30 to 35% higher return on their investment. Diversity of thought, perspective, and experience yield more creative and innovative products, services, and solutions. And when you really stop and think about it, isn't that what your years of training, all of the fine ingredients, those of you that have been to the spice souk here, all of the chopping, all of the mixing, all of the stirring, the methods of preparation, the plating and the presentation, isn't it all about yielding the most creative, the most innovative, and the most flavorful cuisine possible? I think it is. And if you agree, then you also have to agree that you can't get there to that place without women at every level of your organization and your profession. The more we see, the more we can achieve. How can you move this organization and the profession toward the goal of having women at every level? Well, since men hold most of the top positions, men have to commit to be involved, to provide the path and the solutions for women to get to the top. For the men here, how do you see the women chefs that you work with? One woman said she had been described by her male counterpart as comfort food in high heels and lipstick. Is that really how you see women? Or do you see a partner to help you deliver outstanding culinary experiences? Women need to see women chefs in top positions. They need role models. Just as men aspire to walk in the footsteps of the great chefs that have led the way for them, women aspire to the same. And for the women chefs here, are you paving the way for the women and the men that you lead? Are you developing an inclusive kitchen? The grander our vision, the more glorious our accomplishment. Between 1990 and today, Sheikh Mohammed has led Dubai from what most people would say was relative unknownness to the unbelievable paradise that we see here today. But his leadership did not stop just with what our eyes can see. He focused on all citizens here in Dubai, the affluent and the less affluent. He focused on everyone, such that men and women, rich and poor, were included in this nation's astonishing transformation. And with 25% of the world's cranes in use here in Dubai, eyes truly have not seen, nor ears heard, the glorious accomplishments that still lie ahead for this wonderful nation. In 1995, the restaurant company that I worked for signed a development agreement here in UAE. However, the agreement provided a provision that said no woman could be sent to the UAE to represent the company. Just think about that. No woman, despite her position, could represent our company. Yet here I stand today representing the food service and hospitality industry and my company, Cracker Barrel Old Country Store. Indeed, the grander our vision, the more glorious our accomplishment. And just imagine what's possible. Just stop and think about it. For this profession, if women are fully engaged, as you look around this desert oasis, who would have believed what was happening. Who would have believed the tallest building in the world